Hello, everyone. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are joining us from. Today's session, we are going to do something a little different. If you feel stuck at a band 6 in IELTS speaking, or if you freeze in job interviews, today I'll help you with both. So today we're not only talking about band 6, being stuck in band 6 IELTS, we are talking about freezing in job interviews, and I want to help you with that. So hello to everyone who's joining. Hello, Khadija. Hi, Suleiman. Hi, Ev. Hi, Mishu. Hi, user, and everybody else. So for those of you who are just joining, I was just saying, if you feel stuck at a band 6 in IELTS, or if you freeze in job interviews, today I am helping you with both. It's a little bit of a pivot because I usually focus on IELTS speaking only, but many of you asked for help with professional English. So let's try both today. We are going to try both and we are going to see how it goes. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's session. For those of you who do not know who I am an English professor here in Canada, and I've been helping students pass their IELTS exam for over 10 years now. So I've decided to start a little online thing, and I hope these lives help you, because that's the main goal of this channel, is to build a little community so everyone could improve their band score and become that confident English speaker. So welcome. Hi, Mind Over Matter. Hi, Booty. Hi, Huda. Thank you for joining. So I wanted to start the live by saying, let's fix a common band 6 answer that you may get. No, not every day, user. I'm trying to come on every day, but because I work, I will try to come on more often. I will definitely try to come on more often. So whether you are preparing for IELTS, you may be stuck at a band 6 level, or if you freeze in job interviews, you may get a question like this in a job interview, like, do you enjoy working as a team? Do you enjoy working alone or as a team? So this is a very common question you may get on a job interview or even on your IELTS speaking exam, right? So how would you answer this question in hopes to get that band 7 or band 8 on your IELTS speaking exam? Well, number one, you want to make sure you answer the question, you give a reason, and then you go on to give an example. So I want to give you a band 6 answer for this question first. Most students may say something like, I'm going to type it so it's easier. Oops, why is my font so small there? I like working as a team. So this may be your answer right here. I like working as a team. As you see, this answer is very short, and this will only get you a band 6. Why? Is because you've answered the question with no detail, no example, why you like working as a team rather than alone. So to reach a band 7, you would have to say something like, let me write it, band 6 answer. So a band 7 answer would be, something like, I like working as a team because it helps me solve problems faster. So I like working as a team. So you've answered the question directly, and then you went on to give a reason because it helps me solve problems faster. So, hello to everyone who is joining on the live. Once again, today we are practicing IELTS speaking. And if you are stuck at a band 6 in the IELTS speaking section, or if you freeze in job interviews, today I'm helping you with both. So I just want to reiterate, today we are talking about being stuck at band 6 in IELTS speaking, or if you freeze in job interviews, we're going to help you with that. I usually focus on IELTS speaking alone, but many of you have asked for help with professional English. So I want to make sure that I could offer you both and help you with both. So we are just dissecting a problem dissecting an answer and seeing where the problem lies. Why this is a band 6 answer and why this is a band 7 answer. So once again, band 6 answer has no reason, has no example, because this is a common job interview question you will get on your interview. Honestly, it's probably one of the most common job interview questions. I've got it asked pretty much every single time I've ever had a job interview. So please make sure you you share my live with others who may enjoy it. User, I'm going to try to come on every day, but I can't promise that. At least 3 times a week. I have not decided what days yet, but I will be joining live 3 times a week. And if you need help, if you're looking for classes, I offer classes and I have consistent schedules with that. Hi, Destiny. Thank you for joining the live. How are you? So, as I was saying, a band 6 answer, very short, while a band 7 answer would be, oh, thank you, Brad. You're so kind. That's really kind of you. Thank you so much. And then a band 7 answer would be, I like working as a team because it helps me solve problems faster. And then you could even go on to give a clear example. So, what type of example can you give? It's maybe tell me a time or add an example, just one sentence of when you worked as a team that it helped you solve a problem. So, maybe, for example, because honestly, on job interviews, they do want solid examples. I'll tell you that much is when you have a job interview, it's very important. I should make this bigger because I know most of you are on from your phone. When you are in a job interview, uh, they always want an example, a solid piece of an example of when you finished a project or when you worked as a team that helped you solve the problem faster. So, for example, our last project had a lot how can we say, our last project had a lot, uh, had a short deadline meaning a short due date. It was due very fast, a short deadline. So my team and I were able to uh, split the work and complete it on time. I wouldn't even say split the work. I'd say split the tasks. Sounds more business professional. So here's a band 7 answer for job interviews or your IELTS speaking exam. I like working as a team because it helps me solve problems faster. For example, our last project had a short deadline, so my team and I were able to split the tasks and complete it on time. So do you see the difference between a band 6 answer and band 7? And earlier, Sida Hamid, I saw your response. You said, what about a band 5 answer? So band 5, band 6 answer would be very short like this, right? Is no detail, just answering the questions. If he says, do you like sports? You just say, yeah, I like sports. You don't say what type of sports you like. You don't give any examples of any sports you like. You need to give lots of detail throughout your answer. So here, the band 7 answer is perfect for job interviews, and this is what an interviewer would be looking for in your response. So I've been to many interviews, and I'm going to tell you one thing is that a lot of job interviewers, they want to hear solid examples of what how you completed a task, what did you do to complete it on time. Give an example of a time you did this. Even when you write your resume, it's important to do this. Don't just write bullet points of, for example, of what tasks you did. Give the solid examples throughout. Maybe if you how can I say this, maybe if you were able to complete a project or win a project for your work in a complete a certain amount of um, money, or if you were able to how could I say this? If you were able to make profit for your company, you give that exact amount of profit you made and also examples. So I wanted to really talk about job interviews. So I want to hear from you. I want to hear how you would answer this question. Do you like to work alone or as a alone? I spelling mistake. Do you enjoy working alone or as a team? So let's hear from you. I want to see how you would answer this job interview question if you had it on a job interview. So let's see if anyone is willing to answer this question. Do you enjoy working alone or as a team? Okay, Crimzu, comfortable with both. I know most of us are comfortable with both, but when it comes to a job interview or being at a higher level, it's always good to choose one over the other and touch up on it. Or you could start with, I'm actually comfortable with both, or I'm able to do both. However, if I'm ever needed to work alone, I'm able to organize myself by creating some sort of schedule, uh, and complete the work, for example, right? So you can then give an example. For example, I keep a calendar of tasks that I need to get done. So if I ever need to work alone, I make sure I prioritize my tasks with the most important, the most urgent to the least urgent. So if that makes sense. So, like I said, for job interviews, it's always good, even if you uh, prefer to do both. You're comfortable with both. You're comfortable with working alone and as a team, which is great, right? They're looking for people who are flexible, but then you could go ahead and touch up on one, especially working alone, I'd say, over a team, because working alone requires a lot more discipline, requires a lot more you being able to manage your time and get the work done. So I'm hoping, let's see if we get any. Thank you for the love, guys. Thank you for the likes. I really appreciate it. Hi, 3437 Club. Thank you. So, like I said, to reach a band 7, for those of you who, thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Thank you, 3433. You sound like a pizza shop, your name, 3437. Like I hear pizza shops called 241. So does the longer answers make the band rise? So you will get a better band score only if you format your question properly, Sida. So like a format that I always teach is this one. So I'm gonna break it down for you so you remember it. Answer. So you're answering the question directly. You're telling us, do you like working as a team or do you like working alone? So here you're saying, I like working as a team, right? And then you give a reason, because why? Why do you like working as a team? Because it helps me solve problems faster. And then you give an example. ARE method is my infamous method that will help you answer any question. And Sida Hamad is, it will let you structure your answers. So they're long, but they make sense, right? If you're just going to babble on and keep talking without a structure, without any clarity, then no, you will not get a higher band score, because you just sound redundant and you keep saying the same things just to cover time. But if you follow this format, ARE method, this will help you speak longer and with a clear structure. So you answer the question directly. For job interviews, too, I wanted to say you can use the same format for job interviews, because the interviewer is always looking for examples, solid examples. So if you give a reason, he's going to be like, okay, can you give me an example when you worked as a team? So you want to be concise in your responses. So you answer, give a reason, and then state an example. Oh, that's funny, 3437. That's funny. What do I know about cars? Hi, Abdur. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Live. Hi, Live Life. Welcome. So today we are talking about IELTS speaking and job interview English. For those of you who are joining us, thank you, Liv. That's so kind of you. I really appreciate that. So today we're doing something a little bit different, Live Life. Today we are talking about both IELTS speaking and job interviews in English, because a lot of you asked me for help with professional English. So I wanted to see if we could try both today and see how it goes. And if this is something you guys enjoy, we can do this on lives often. So if you are stuck, for those of you who are just joining, if you are stuck at a band 6 in IELTS speaking, or if you freeze in job interviews, today I'll help you with both so you can speak English confidently in your IELTS exam and at work. I think it's so important. The two go hand in hand. And I know I usually focus on IELTS speaking, but like I said, many of you have been asking for help with professional English. I just got to repeat myself, guys, because people are coming in. So I just want to make sure they know what we're talking about. But the question we're really dissecting is that you will often see in job interviews is, do you enjoy working alone or as a team? And the funny thing is, you may even see this question on your IELTS speaking exam. This is a very common question. And as I was saying earlier, a band 6 answer would be something like, I like working as a team. So why is this a band 6 answer, most students may ask? Like, I answered the question. He just wants to know, do I like working alone or as a team? The reason why it's band 6 is because you're not giving enough, you're not giving a reason, you're not giving an example in your answer, and it's very short. So you want to make sure you extend your answers by giving that reason, by giving that example, just so your questions seem concise and at a good structure, I should say. So having a good structure in your responses is so key when you are talking to the IELTS speaking examiner. So let's see. The only issue is that I have hesitation. Yes, honesty, hesitation, feeling stuck. It's so normal in IELTS, like in English speaking, whether it's for job interviews or IELTS speaking. It's just about becoming confident, live life. And not only that, I'm going to be very honest with you, is having a structure is key. You do not need to spend time learning more vocabulary words. Rather, you need to learn a structure. So when you talk, you tell yourself in your head, okay, I have to follow a structure when I talk. So I'm more confident. I know what I'm going to say next. When you're scrambling for words or you're wasting time learning new vocabulary words, you forget how to use it. So you need to make sure you know how to use the vocabulary word uh, in a good structure, like the one I'm teaching today for both job interviews and to get a band 7. So, like I said, guys, hello to everyone who's joining. And thank you for the gift. Someone just gave me a gift. Thank you so much, Kaur. Today, for those of you who are just joining, if you are stuck at a band 6 in IELTS speaking, or if you freeze in job interviews, today I'm helping you with both. so you can speak confidently in your exams at work, a- in exams and at work. Sometimes I get tongue twisted. Sorry about that, guys. So I usually focus on IELTS speaking, but many of you have asked for help with professional English. So today we are looking at this sample question, this sample job interview question. Do you enjoy working alone or as a team? Oh, that's so cool. I love that. You know what? I'm new to TikTok, but that was awesome. Thank you to whoever sent that. That surprised me. So today we are talking about this a question here. Do you enjoy working alone or as a team? So uh, a band six answer. Thank you, Master. Please share my live, whoever is watching. If you could share my live for anyone who would find this information useful. We all have to do a job interview once in our life. So if job interview English is something that your friends or family are looking for, I'd really appreciate if you share this live with them so we can help as many people as possible. So, do you enjoy working alone or as a team? And a band six answer would be I like working as a team. I'm just going to take some water. So, I want to ask you, I want to give you a chance to try to answer this question. Do you enjoy working alone or as a team? And what I'm going to do, because I noticed that when I have too many stuff on the board, people who come in might get a little confused. So I'm going to clean my page. And here, so this is the breakdown I want you to use when you answer this question so you can pass your job interview or get that band 7 in IELTS speaking. So I want you to answer the question directly. Tell me, do you enjoy working alone or as a team? Then give a reason why, because, and then I want you one sentence each. Then I want you to give an example. For example, tell me about a time that you did this action, that you worked alone, that you worked as a team. Hi, Nabil. Thanks for joining. Okay, let's see. Live life. I enjoy working as a team. This will let all of the members share ideas together and find solutions. I like that. Live life. And then, can you give an example of when you did this? When was the last time you worked as a team? And Anuska Digital Support says, I like to work with a team. Okay. Can you tell us why you like to work with the team and give an example? Oh, thank you, Sammy. I see the emoji now. Let's see what anyone says. So, answer, reason, example. Nabil says, I like to work with a team because we share the information and news between. Okay, we share, we share. So a good word you could use, Nabil, is we share the correspondence. I'm gonna type that here. Correspondence is the information or the emails, correspondence. I just want to make sure I wrote it right. Yes. Correspondence. We share the correspondence between each other. We share the correspondence between each other and the clients. We share the correspondence between each other and the clients, period. And then give an example, Nabil. So hold on, I see a lot of comments in the chat. Nabil, I'm waiting for your examples. Give me an example for this. Live life. Well, last time I worked as a team while I was working with my partners at work that made the work. Okay, so does that mean I would answer the question directly. That's okay, Live Life, you're doing great. Just tell me, I like working as a team because last time we, sorry, was yours the answer? Oh, sorry, you did write it. I enjoy working as a team because this will let all of the members share their ideas together and find solutions. Yes, I know you can't write all together. For example, last time I worked as a team with my partners. Okay, so I would say, for example, last time when I worked as a team, we were able to collaborate together. So collaborate means doing things together. We were able to collaborate together and share ideas, Live life. So that would be a good answer. Sorry, the words are limited. We know each other and we learn something new every day. Yes. Is it like contact? Katashi, sorry, I didn't understand that. I like working with the team because I learn from the things I don't know. Okay, Abdullah, I like that. Okay, I like working with the team because I learn from them. I learn because I learn knowledge that I was not. I learn new knowledge that I didn't know about. For example, so Abdullah, it's good to give an example. For example, no worries, Live life. In a team. So Basil says in a team. So Basil, can you follow this format? Give the answer, give a reason, and give an example. For example, as our knowledge is using the design software, as sometimes you get new commands, new ways to do more and comfortable. Okay, sounds a bit technical. I would just keep it as simple as possible. For example, when we use design software, I don't know if you meant that you share the commands. I'm not so tech savvy with commands or design software. So do you share something together with them? Racket says, I like working as a team because we catch a full idea. I like working. Okay, Ratchet. I like working as a team because we catch a full idea. We share. I would say something like we share. We share the big picture together. I'm just trying to think of words that you could use for that. So someone else says, for example, I work in laboratory and I replace the one which is busy to be on spot time. So I couldn't read your name in Arabic. I don't know Arabic. So I would say I didn't read your first part. Do you enjoy working alone or as a team? Sophia. Okay, thank you, Sophia, dear. So, can you tell us, give us an answer first? I don't know if you uh, wrote it above. And Nabil, oh, Abdullah, okay, it's codes. Yes, so you could say because we share codes. So, Sophia, I'm going to see what you say for the answer. I enjoy to work as a team because we can help each other. Yes, I like that. For example, I work in a lab and I replace the one which is busy to be okay. And we take turns helping each other to be on time while the other is busy. Does that make sense, Sophia? Hi, Eldon. So you gave an answer, you gave a reason, and you gave an example. So this would definitely work if you are stuck at a band 6 level in IELTS speaking, and also for your job interview answer. Yes, I will write. I'm going to write it here. I enjoy working as a team because we help each other. For example, when the lab is busy, my coworkers, I think it was you said, my coworkers and I take turns showing up on time, being on time, not showing up, being on time. For example, so this would be a band 7 answer for sure. Yeah, you could write colleagues for sure. Colleagues, coworkers, it's all synonyms. Colleagues are also known as your coworkers. So, Sophia, if you're looking for any course, I do have a course on job interviews and IELTS speaking. You could find the link in my bio. So this would be a good response. Abdullah says, I like to work as a team because everyone brings different experiences and ideas. I like that, Abdullah. Can you give me a solid example? For example, what is one experience someone brought that you learned that you were like, oh, wow, that's so cool? Abdullah says, I work as a software engineer and I can't work without a team because in the first time we need to, okay? So, Abdullah, did you mean Abdullah, did you mean that you like working as a team or you don't? Oh, really, Sophia? That is strange because so many people have been following me. Do you want to send me a message? Because everyone, even on this live, 36 people followed me so far. So I don't know why. That's okay, Alden. You could break up your response. I just sent you a follow. I just sent you a follow. So See if you could accept that. Eldon, break it up into two. I do enjoy working alone, but I don't prefer it. Oh, I like that. I would work in groups because it is more productive. I really like that answer, Ellen. So, can you give an example of why you find working in groups to be more productive? Or an example of when it was more productive? Hi, Abdur. I don't like it because there is a lot of trouble with working with a team, but I can't work without a team. I like that, Abdullah. So you're saying that you don't like working with a team because it's difficult to collaborate. Someone might not do the work, but you cannot choose what you prefer. A job is a job, right? You got to do it. So that's a good answer for sure. And I would just give one example. For example, oh, thank you for the hearts, guys. I really appreciate it. So you could say something like, for example, I had one team member who didn't do any work, so we felt behind in our task and we weren't able to complete the project on time. Something like this. So, in a job interview, the interviewer always wants to see a solid example of when you had troubles with the team. And obviously, in a job interview, you never want to make it seem like you're the problem, right? But he will ask you. An interviewer might ask you, what did you do in that point? So you always want to turn a negative into a positive. Well, I had a little chat with my team member and I told them it's very important that we complete this task on time. I helped him and I guided him through his tasks to make sure that if he felt stuck, I was there to help him, because working as a group helps me focus on the activity better. Yes, I like that. I like that, Eldon. That's a great answer. Abdullah, I like teamwork because we talk together, help each other, and do the work better. Yes, Abdullah, that's good. And it helps me practice my teaching skills. Ooh, I like that, Eldon. And can you give an example, Eldon, of give me an example of when working as a group helped you focus on the activity better? For example, last year we had to complete a presentation as a group, so it was much easier to do this together. How many minutes? So it's about 6 minutes long. Michelle, I don't know if I'm saying it right. Eldon, I love teaching. So when I work as groups, I tend to teach friends. I love that. What do you teach, Eldon? I'm curious. So, guys, for those of you who are just joining, welcome. We are talking about IELTS speaking and being stuck at a band 6 or freezing during job interviews. I usually talk about IELTS speaking only, but today I wanted to try something different and talk about feeling stuck when the interviewer asks you a question during a job interview, like do you enjoy working alone or as a team, you might feel stuck or don't know what to say. So you want to make sure that you use a structure, give a direct answer. Do you like working alone or as a team? Alone or as a team? Choose one, don't choose both. Make your life easier, right? Remember, you want a band 7 on your IELTS speaking test. So if you just tell the examiner you like both, you're making your own life hard. So I would say I enjoy working as a team, and then give a reason because we are able to collaborate together. And a lot of well, how can I say this in a good way? And 10 brains is better than one, because everyone brings their own expertise. And then you give an example. For example, for example, one time, for example, when I felt when I felt confused about our latest project, I was able to go to my team members, and they were able to assist me with certain ideas that made our case stronger for the project. So you gave an answer, you gave a reason because, right? Just make it simple, guys. 3 sentences, that's it for a job interview. But you have to make sure you give an example, because the interviewer, your job interview, the interviewer wants a solid example of when you worked alone or as a team and why you enjoy it. So Eldon says, let me see. For instance, in my final test, I ask friends if they have any issues with the program and just show up at my house or gather somewhere so we can collectively work it. For instance, in my final test, issues with the program, just show up. Okay. Oh, I understand now. Sorry, I had to read it a few times. For instance, when we had our final exam, I told my friends if they had any difficulties understanding the information, they could ask me for help. Um, they could ask me for help, and we would get together somewhere to work on it. I like that, Eldon. That's a great response. Lots of detail there. Hello, Shihab. How are you? Shihab, I am an English professor from Canada, and I help students go from a band 6 to a band 8 on their IELTS speaking exam. But today we are doing something a little different. We are talking about IELTS speaking, feeling stuck at a band 6 in IELTS speaking. And also, if you're preparing for a job interview, um, I am helping you today come up with a structure where you could pass your interview by using a structure like the ARE method. The examiner will often ask you a question like, do you enjoy working alone or as a team? So you should be able to answer. Where are you from, Shihab? So I'm just multi-streaming on YouTube and also TikTok. So I'm just going back and forth to see. Oh, nice. I am an IELTS student. Nice. I'm from Bangladesh. Great to meet you. And have you taken the IELTS exam before? So feel free, Shihab, to actually try this question that I wrote. Do you enjoy working alone or as a team? Answer the question directly, because this is a common IELTS speaking question. Give a reason and then example. Oh, nice, Eldon. That's so cool. We're neighbors then. Oh, that's so kind of you. Thank you. That's so nice of you. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that you're here and you're trusting me. Uh, So, hello to everyone who is just joining. Once again, I just wanted to repeat what I was saying. If you feel stuck at a band 6 in IELTS, or if you freeze in job interviews, today I am helping you with both so you can speak confidently at in exams for your IELTS speaking exam and at work. So I usually focused on IELTS speaking, but many of you have asked for help with professional English. So I'm just going to go over what we've been talking about. We are fixing a common band 6 answer. So if the IELTS speaking examiner were to ask you, do you like working alone or as a team? Oftentimes, a band 6 answer would sound something like, I like working as a team. And you're probably thinking, well, what's wrong with this answer? I'm giving them the direct answer, right? The main problem is that you need to give a reason, you need to give an example like the one I have below. So, one example would be, I like working as a team because it helps me solve problems faster. For example, our last project had a short deadline, so my team and I were able to split the tasks and complete it on time. So, this is what a band 7 answer would sound like. So, you want to make sure that you break down your response in this type of way. Give an answer, reason, answer directly. Give a reason and then give an example. Thank you. Thank you so much. So let me know if this type of format helps you for your job interview, for getting a band 7. So if you're feeling stuck at a band 6, this is why. You need to make sure you follow this type of structure to help you pass your job interview, to help you score a band 7 on your IELTS speaking exam. So there's another question I wanted to ask. Hold on. I'm just going to get it. Where did it go? I'm just looking at my notes. So can you describe a time you worked in a team? This is a little different. So let's say the examiner asks you a question like this. Hold on. I'm going to go back to the structure. Can you describe a time? Oh, that's great, Abdur. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Yes, honestly, just keep practicing. I think you'll do great. But one suggestion I have, Abdur, is follow uh one dialect. Okay, so there's so many different accents in English, like UK English, Canadian English. The pronunciation is different. Honestly, British English, I don't even understand British English, and I'm a native English speaker. So, whatever accent you want to learn, stick with that. Teachers from those countries. If you want to learn Canadian English, then stick with Canadian English, because British English is completely different. Not like so different, but there's words I don't know myself. So just a suggestion there is just stick to teachers within that country. So let me give you a question that I'd like you to answer. Can you describe a time you worked in a team? It's a little similar. No, you know what I'm going to do? Because most people picked, well, I'm going to give you this question because most people told me already when they've worked as a team. So let's do this one. Can you describe a time you worked alone at work? So how would we answer this question? If you were in a job interview and the interviewer were to ask you this question, how would you answer? Use this format: answer, reason, example. So, hello to everyone joining me over on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. We are doing some IELTS speaking practice and also job interview practice. If the interviewer were to ask you a question, like, can you describe a time you worked alone at work? How would you answer this question? I know that I often focus on IELTS speaking content only, but I want to try something new because I notice a lot of you have been asking me for professional English help. So I want to kind of try it today and mix both of them together because this is a common question you will get in IELTS speaking as well as in IELTS speaking, as well as a job interview you may get. Oh, Shihab, I'm not really what do you call it, immigration consultant. I don't know anything about immigration and Canadian immigration. I can't really help you with that. I'm so sorry, but I do recommend you do some research on Google to see. Abdur too. Yeah, I agree. Thanks for your time. No worries. Thank you for joining us today. So, if anyone would like to try to answer this question, I am going to give you guys some time. Answer the question. So I'm going to give you guys some time, and I'm gonna answer it myself too. how can I say this? I worked, oops, I worked alone on a project uh, during I worked alone on a project during the summer, and I'm going to give a reason. Why did you work alone? Because most of my coworkers colleagues, you could use either or, coworkers were on summer holidays. But I didn't, but I actually enjoyed it. Right? I worked alone on a project during the summer because most of my coworkers were on summer holidays, but I actually enjoyed it. So now I'm going to give an example of why I enjoyed it. For example, I was able to um, create I was able to, how can I say this? I was able to um, make I was able to organize, I'll say, I was able to organize my time by, for example, I was able to organize my time by uh, writing out my daily tasks until the due date of the project. So there you go. That's a great one. So we answered the question. Oh, thank you, Eldon. Thank you so much. Definitely. So I hope to see you again. Thank you, Eldon. So you answer the question directly. I like working alone. Right? I worked alone on a project during the summer. Reason? Because most of my coworkers were on summer holidays. And then example, but I enjoyed it. I wrote, why did I enjoy it? For example, I was able to organize my time by writing out my daily tasks until the due date of the project. And this made it easy for me to complete it on time, for example. So I want to hear from you. Let's see if anybody is willing to go ahead and try to answer this question. So welcome, and thank you. If everyone could share this live with your friends and family, if they need any help with IELTS speaking, if they need help with job interviews, if they feel stuck at a band 6 and they want to become that confident English speaker, I'm here to help. Hi, Believe in Yourself. Good morning. So, welcome to the live for those of you who are coming new. I am an English from Canada, and I help students go from a band 6 to a band 8 on their IELTS speaking test. And today we're doing something a little different. We are talking about IELTS speaking, and job interviews. So, if you are preparing for a job interview and you don't know how to structure your answers, this session will help you come up with ideas of how to structure your answer so you can pass your job interview, or you could succeed on your job interview. So, a structure I've been teaching all morning is the ARE method. And you give an answer. So, if the job interview were to ask you, can you describe a time you worked alone at work? You answer the question directly, you give a reason, and then you go on to give an example. So, for example, a sample answer would be, hi, Atuba, good morning. I hope you're doing well. So, for example, a sample answer would sound like, I work alone on a project. I worked alone on a project during summer. Give a reason, because most of my coworkers were on summer holidays, but I actually enjoyed it. And then you give an example. For example, I was able to organize my time by writing out my daily tasks until the due date of the project to get it done on time. So I gave an answer, I gave a reason, and then an example. Hi, Destiny. Welcome back. So let me know if this format helps you. If you think it would help you during a job interview, or if you have any other questions. I know sometimes job interviews ask very difficult questions. Are there any questions that are asked during the job interview that you're like, how do I answer that question? I was talking about this with my students. This is a hard question because I am a professor at a school, and my students were asking, how do I answer this question, teacher? What is a weakness you have? You never, ever, ever in your life tell the job interviewer something that's going to make you look bad. So, how would you answer this question using this format? Uh, Thank you. Hi, Diamond. How are you? Thank you for joining. So, this is probably the hardest question in a job interview without showing them, without telling them your weakness. I'm good. Let me know. How would you answer this question? Let's see. What is a weakness you have? So you answer the question directly. One weakness. And this has to be related to work, right? Because we're talking about job interview questions, and then you could use it in your IELTS speaking answer as well. So, one weakness I have is I do not take, I do not uh, go, I do not leave my desk during my lunchtime. Remember, this is about work. One weakness is something you struggle with, something you are not good at. So, one weakness I have is I do not leave my desk during lunchtime. Do you see? This is not a weakness for an employer. He's happy you don't take your lunch because you're working more. Reason because I want to make sure I complete my tasks on time. Because I want to make sure I complete my tasks on time. But I try to step away at least for 10 minutes. And then you give a reason. And then you give an example. For example, what? Oh, I made a mistake here. For example, I eat my lunch at my desk and then I go for a walk outside. So what does it say? It starts off by telling the employer one of my weaknesses, which is stepping away from my desk, leaving my desk during lunchtime. And then I give a reason. Why don't I step away from my desk? Because I want to make sure I complete my tasks on time. But then this could also alert the employer it's important that you step away. So you say, but I try to step away at least for 10 minutes. And then you give a solid example. For example, I eat my lunch at my desk and then I go for a walk outside. So I said, I would say, for example, after I finish my lunch, I eat my lunch. After I finish my lunch, I go for a walk outside. After I finish my lunch, I go for a walk outside. Yeah, I can't seem to leave work behind. That's also great way to, for the reason, you could use that for sure. So you gave your weakness, but you didn't turn your weakness in a way that makes you look like you're not a good worker, right? You're still a great worker. Never say like, oh, I'm not organized. I'm not uh, even if you say I'm not organized, you have to turn it into a positive. What makes you organized then? Do you keep a calendar? Do you have a to-do list where you write the most important tasks of the day every morning on your desk so you know what needs to get done? Yes, I can't seem to leave work behind to avoid mistakes afterwards. Yes, that's a great answer as well. So, in this way, You're not, like I said, you're not making yourself look like you're incompetent or you're not able to do the job. So welcome to joining. So let's see. I'm probably going to end the live a little soon because I've been on for a while. Let's see if anyone would like to practice answering this question. Hello, Michael. Let me know if you would like to practice this question. Hi, Rasul. Walaikum assalam. Today we are talking about being stuck at a band 6 level on your IELTS speaking test. So if you feel stuck at band 6 or you freeze in job interviews and you don't know what to say, today I am helping you with both. So you can speak confidently both in your IELTS speaking exam and at work. Thank you, Michael. Yes, so I usually focus on IELTS speaking, but many of you have asked for help with professional English. So I want to make sure I can include both in my content and help you with both. Just trying to see if there's any other comments or questions. If you have any question, you want to learn about how to dissect your answer so you are able to get a band 7 or 8 on your IELTS speaking test, I can help you do that. So, the best way to answer a question during a job interview is to answer the question directly, give a reason, and then include an example. So, guys, I think I'm going to have to end this live as I have been on for an hour and a half now. Uh, so, thank you very much for everyone who is joining me today. I really appreciate it. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I'll try to